Previously on Bit on the Side.
It's very loud.
Jamie got a fan.
Hi there, Jamie.
Some neighbours dropped by.
Legendary.
Jodie gave Emma a lift.
And in your face.
Emma discovered who her real friends were.
Guys, group hug.
She also welcomed an all-Welsh panel.
Mewn anghenfil.
And Aaron got the boot.
You're a rogue,
Okay,
Aaron.
That's right. It's Bit on the Side.
On the Side. I know it's Monday and I know that Murray lost at tennis, but don't worry, we are here to make you all feel a whole lot better. In tonight's show, get ready for a sip of this. A slab of this. Bogies! That's really good. And a swig of this.
She can suck my huge, big, fat dick.
First up, shall we meet our panel? Now, here on Bots, we promote responsible behaviour, and that is why we always make sure we have a Johnny on us. It's X Factor's Johnny Robinson. Joining him, there is nothing this man doesn't know about Big Brother, apart from why Caroline tries to make her hair look as awful as possible. It's Brian Bellow. And finally, speaking of awful hair, it's Jamie East. She's back again!
Sexy!
Can you see the look of horror on Jamie's face?
I think that's loud. I think that's really loud.
I love it though. You should be pleased. You have one fan.
Hello.
You should be. Right, as always, there is loads for us to chat about, so I'll get my microphone and we'll kick off with Adam and Siobhan in tonight's show. Johnny, will they ever be friends again?
I don't think they will be, because it's just gone tits up, isn't it, really?
That's one way of putting
At
it.
the end of the day, not long ago, a couple of weeks back, Adam, I read and watched that he wanted to actually marry Siobhan.
Well, I think he always kind of had quite a soft spot for her, and in the beginning they got on so well. I think she even didn't she pick him as her favourite housemate? You know, when they did that whole task. Does she have the right to be upset with him, Jamie?
I don't think it would have been nice for anybody to have heard someone else saying it about him. But
No.
the problem was that when she came out and started talking to him about it, she pretty much vindicated everything that he said about her in her reaction to it when they were having their argument. She did everything that he said that she did, and she didn't even realise that she was doing it. So.
And I think maybe part of well, obviously the problem is that they picked Adam to listen to.
Yeah.
But they could have picked anybody to listen to.
Yeah, it wasn't
and
really
she kind
Adam's
of
fault.
obviously knew that she was going to hear things she maybe didn't want to hear.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, she obviously regretted picking Adam massively, because I think he was the only one that probably would have said something like that about Siobhan.
Yeah. We saw Adam break down after the fallout. Brian, did you feel for him?
I did feel for him, because what's happened with him and Siobhan is that they got on, but the girls don't like Adam. So Siobhan's like, I've got it nice and cushy here with my girls. So her and the little hyena packer thought, wait a minute, we're going to pick on him and get rid of him. Do you know what I mean? Because they can. It's safety in numbers. Siobhan's thinking, yeah, you're all right, I'll probably get on with you in the outside world, but my bitches don't like you, so you're going.
And it's kind of, I don't really understand from what we're seeing, I don't get why they don't like Adam, because I think he seems, does he not, like quite a nice... Hold on. You may think he's boring, but that doesn't mean he's not a nice guy.
Adam promised to do a lot of things in the Big Brother house, and I don't think he's done anything at all, and this is why he's disliked. And there's a lot of things.
I think, hold on, the one thing he has done has been a stand-up guy, no?
I disagree. Adam's fine, but now we're seeing what Siobhan is really like. She goes on and on and on. She doesn't listen to people. This barrage, we can hardly stand it. Adam's fine.
Adam is, I disagree with my learned friend over here. Adam is coming over as a genuinely nice bloke. I mean, he really is.
So how about Lauren going in to tell Big Brother that the blue team were discussing nominations? Hold on, you're shaking your head up here. And now you're like, I don't want to speak.
No, you can't do that. You just got to play the game as it goes along, innit?
But surely it doesn't matter whether Lauren tells them, because Big Brother's watching it anyway.
She was smart.
Nobody likes a snitch. The way she ran in the diary room straight after. No.
But isn't she just stating the obvious that Big Brother? Well, she is in a way, because Big Brother can see what they're doing.
Yeah, so what? She don't need to go and tell them. She knows that they can see it. She don't need to go and tell them. She knows that. The cameras are there.
Do you not like Lauren?
No.
I hate Lauren.
Okay, so the green team got control of the diary room just because of a rule break. Johnny, do you think that was fair?
Yeah, I do. I do think it was fair. At first I didn't, but it is, because they were the rules at the end of the day. But people can say rules are made to be broken, but it is that's the game of the Big Brother.
If you're going to go in to break rules, what's the point in going in, right?
So, yeah.
It's the same ones being broken. They're always discussing nominations, so it's about
the same
time.
People breaking the rules,
and it's always the same rule that they're breaking. It's about time they did something, and I think taking the power away from the Blues and putting it onto the Greens was the best decision they did.
I just heard a really weird noise in the audience. Not too sure what it was, but I don't actually want to find out because it's sounding quite rude. Right, Brian, Luke and Lauren plan to sabotage the task. Do you think they now hold the power in the blue team?
Not at all. I think, like, they're going up against the rest of the team and the girls of Siobhan and Ashley and Zara, and they all dislike the others. So the same rules are being broken because they're too arrogant to realise that they can't go up against Big Brother and go against the system.
Okay, we saw Dina say everything she thought had been proven. Is Dina now the strongest housemate in the way of she's being saved week after week after week? So the rest of the house, are they seeing her as somebody that they now need to be friends with?
I think in the house, they think she's probably a lot stronger than I think she actually is on the outside. I don't think she's as safe as the other housemates will assume that she is.
It's a bit of a coincidence that she was right, and now they're just like cutting on to it.
You need a microphone?
It was just a massive coincidence that she was right, and now they're just kind of like all kind of jumping on the bandwagon.
Yeah, I think the evictions have swung in her favour. She's been quite fortunate, I think.
Yeah.
But she doesn't do a lot in the house, but when she does do something, it's all killer.
We saw Scott and Dina talking about the group dynamic. Is this a clever move, or is it more... What am I thinking?
Scott and Dina?
Brain fart.
Scott and Dina,
Is it genuine
Do you mean
friendship?
Caroline and Scott?
No, we saw Dina and Scott talking, and they were talking about dynamics at towards the end of the show. Yeah, so is it a clever move on Scott's part because he's thinking she is powerful?
He needs to get away from Dina.
Or are they genuine friends?
I think he gets on with Dina to a certain level of the fact that she's not in that peripheral group of all the cool kids that might be making fun of him. So he trusts her for that because she's a bit of an outsider of that group. But at the end of the day, he's expendable for Dina.
I don't think there are any genuine friends in the house at all.
What about Luke and Adam? They seem like genuine friends.
There's a bit of a bromance going on. There's a bit of a bond there, to be fair.
What?
They're the only two real friends in the house, I think. And I think Siobhan has got sexual frustration and she needs to have it with her.
On that note, I think we'll move on. So you clearly know what this lot have to say, but what do you lot have to say? Jamie is going to be in his phone room shortly, and he wants to speak to you guys. And I've got to say thank you to everybody that leaves messages, especially ones like this.
There is a young man called Jamie, bit on the side, shining star. He's sexy and slick and has a big...
That was a genuine message that somebody left for you.
That was LJ, wasn't it?
Right, after the break, we'll be revealing the results of this week's nominations. But if you can't wait until then, head to channel5.com/Big Brother, where you can find out who is up for eviction right now. We will see you after the break. On the side, it's part 2 of our Monday show, so that can only mean one thing. It's nominations time. Now, we're not going to give it away just yet. First of all, we want you to take a look at this.
Do you know what I mean?
We don't get along.
We obviously don't see eye to eye. The most vindictive.
Sly old dog.
He doesn't like my presence in like the kitchen and stuff.
Called me messy,
malicious, quite derogative towards women, manipulator,
really aggressive, and all that shy.
Meanest person in the house.
That tampon.
Been horrible to me.
Intimidated,
grotesque,
evaporated milk,
inappropriate sexual manner,
and it frightens me
because
really degrading.
It makes me feel uncomfortable.
She has the right to be upset.
It was nasty.
It's very cringe.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely ludicrous.
He's quite bitchy. You're lying.
Trying to guess what a sense of humour is.
She gets offended very quickly. I'm fighting a losing battle.
He's trying to exterminate.
Right, I love this bit. It is time to get serious. Can we have a lighting change and some tension music, please? Let's find out who'll be hoping for your votes this week. Let's go over to the big boss. It's Big Brother.
This is Big Brother. The housemates nominated for eviction this week are...
Yes.
Oh.
Team Red.
In no particular order.
C.
Connor.
Yes.
What?
What's new this again?
And... Siobhan.
Oh, wow. I knew it. I knew it. And if it's just 2, I knew it.
And...
Just me and
Totally.
Becky.
It's just us.
These 2 housemates will face this week's
this is
public
really
vote.
Fun series after one of you. This is going to be really good, great, brilliant viewing.
I told you. It's obvious what the votes were, because if it's just 2.
Right. Oh, that I do after the right.
Ashley.
Ashley. Pod.
A house without Siobhan and Connor would be a fucking very sick. What the fuck?
Gives the hug.
My blue eyes. Hold on, the 2 Siobhans. Yes.
So, to confirm, the housemates facing the public vote this week are Connor and Siobhan. Let's have the lights back up, please. Okay, so let's start with, are the right 2 people up?
Do you know what? I'm a fan of them both, but if Siobhan goes... Yeah, we want Becky out.
I know, but she's not up, and that's what we're talking about.
Do you know what? Siobhan has to stay because she's real. She speaks her mind. Do you know what I'm saying?
Okay, anybody else?
It's definitely the right 2 are up, and I'll tell you why. Because as we saw last week, it's not over till the Friday edit is shown. And this week, because Connor's up against Siobhan, I do believe, and I hope I'm right this week, Connor's a goner.
Adam and Scott are the right people to be put up this week. I mean, they've got nothing at all to offer, and I think, you know, they should have been put up instead of the other 2.
It's not just about what they have to offer, though. It's how they've come across this week, right? And and what it's like for the housemates to live with them. No, Jay?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we see, you know, we see a very condensed version of what goes on.
Yeah.
And inside, you know, you can imagine, because it is really boring in there. So when something like the Adam and Siobhan argument happens, that's a massive thing in the house.
Yeah.
And it becomes a focal point for not only the people that are involved, but everybody in the house. You can't avoid it.
What is it like when something like that happens in there, Brian?
Do you know what? It changes the whole entire Richter scale of the house, because you know that's just like an earthquake has happened.
The scale of the house.
It does. It's like an earthquake is happening in the living room. I'm getting out of here because it's like Mount Vesuvius is going to blow. But in all honesty, because there's this thing where people go on Big Brother and they come out and go, oh, do you know what? I've just watched it and it was nothing like how it was like being in there. I've been in there and I've watched it, and I can tell you all viewers, it's everything like it is being in there. Okay. You don't want to see the boring bits. You don't. That's what it's like living in there, and that's what you see.
And can I just say, Brian Bello is not being paid to say that.
No, I'm not. I'm not being rude. I've been in there. And
in a way, it is, but not like that. Yeah.
No, because I'll be honest with you. I'm not. You don't want to see people scratching their asses, do you? No, you want. Okay, maybe you do.
You see the main storylines of what is going on and what is affecting the house. Because if you saw all the other bits, it would be boring to watch. As boring as it is to sitting there
and we wouldn't be sitting here 12 years later with Big Brother. And so with Siobhan and Connor, I'll be honest with you, it's one of them situations where Siobhan went in there and she's like, I'm really, really nice. I'm the mother of the group. Da, 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 da. Hell no, bitch. You were no mother of the group. That's a bad mother.
Johnny, were you pleased with the result this week?
RSPCC in there. If she's some sort of good mother, she's ghetto mother.
Okay, right, calm down. Johnny, were you pleased with the result this week, or would you like to see it go a different way?
I think it was a bit predictable. The result was predictable, especially with Connor. I would rather have seen somebody like Connor and Ashley up. I'd like to have seen Ashley gone just to see how Luke would have coped without her going, see if he'd jump onto another woman.
I think they could cope quite fine.
I must say that Connor is missing Aaron a lot, isn't he? Very much so.
I think
but I'll never forget the night when Aaron was going round with that water pistol. Do you remember? Well, do you know what? If he'd got that pistol out and squirted in my face at that time of the night, I'd have whacked him over the head with my fan, love, I'll tell you.
So Siobhan has said that she is all cried out. Has she lost her role as house... Hold on. Let me finish the question. Has she lost her role as house mother?
She actually never had that role. It was never given to her. She made it and tried to create her own role. She never actually had that role.
Is she losing control?
That's why she needs to stay. I think she's just going to lose the plot, and it's going to be like another Vanessa Feltz incident.
Oh, poor Vanessa. She always gets dragged into it. And she was fabulous, I think, when she was in. Now, Lucas said he hoped Connor wouldn't be up. Do we buy this? No. Because surely they both know each other want to win. Yeah, that's competition, no?
It's a male competition, isn't it? They're both against each other. So if one of them goes, Lucas will feel more secure in his role. If Connor stays, Lucas will feel more threat. So he wants him to go.
I kind of get that. I buy that they like each other, though.
Yeah, they do. It is a sort of friendship, as friendly as you can be in the house.
Yeah.
But obviously, if one of them was to go, the other one is a step up to winning.
Connor's got to go over.
I don't agree with that. I think it's Lucas versus Adam. I think that Connor's just under Lucas and other people. It's Adam that's going to come to the fore in the end, and we have now seen Siobhan as she really is, haven't we? So it could be her that goes.
No, she won't go.
Okay, hold on. I've got to move on to the next question. Right, so both Connor and Siobhan have talked about walking recently, and we all hate a walker, don't we? Yeah. Yes, we do. Are they going to go?
No. If you're gonna walk, all the walkers, they talk to Big Brother about walking. They don't say it in the house to all the housemates. It was Connor's thing was all the classic. Somebody stop me! I'm going to walk. Somebody stop me! No one stopped him, so he didn't walk.
Are we going to be in for another shock result this week?
Oh, do you know what? I've got a feeling Siobhan could go, though. Because at the end of the day, girls vote. And the whole Siobhan, like, I'm happy. Like, and then, like, my birthday. And girls are sitting there. As much as Connor has been an A.
Are girls going to vote to save Connor? Really?
I think they will vote. Because the girls like muscles, don't they? They like muscles.
Let's ask the girls. Are girls going to vote to save Connor?
Connor hasn't got much personality. He's got the muscles, but that's about all he's got. And Siobhan, as much as she's a bit of a nightmare, today's the first time we've seen the real nightmare. So we've seen the nightmare from Connor on and on and on, and I think Connor will go.
And who do we want to see more of a nightmare from?
Siobhan.
Okay, so that's what this lot have to say, but let's see how the House are dealing with the news of the noms.
So 3 people voted me and 2 people voted Connor. Or
I very much can imagine because
yeah, but Bex, there's only 5, babe.
Yeah, that's fine.
There's only 5.
You could have just got 2 votes.
It could have been, yeah, but it would have been 2 and 2. That still makes 4.
I know who it was. Dana voted for us too. Huh? Adam probably would have voted for Siobhan. Becky would have voted for us too.
No, don't discuss it.
I'm not discussing it. I don't give a fuck if I'm discussing it or not. That's who I think. It's not. I'm not discussing nominations. It's who I think. Do you know what I mean? Because the only way people are threatened, they're threatened by us. They're weirdos.
Rule break? Yeah. Surely that's a rule break. Right, we know who's up, but who is going to go? It is entirely up. It's entirely up to you guys and this lot. Here's how to save your vote. This week, Connor and Siobhan face the public vote. Who stays? You decide. To save Connor from a landline, call 0901 616 1707 or from a mobile, call 650 5807. To save Siobhan from a landline, call 0901 616 1715 or from a mobile, 650 5815. Calls cost no more than 36p from BT landlines and mobiles. Calls from other networks may vary. You can also vote via Facebook. Simply go to our Facebook page, where one vote will cost you no more than 33p and may be subject to a minimum credit purchase. Voting closes in Friday's show. Votes cast after the lines close won't count, but you may still be charged. For full terms, go to channel5.com/BB Vote. So housemates know who is going to face the public vote this week. How do you think they're taking it? Well, this is Big Brother 2012, so they are probably gossiping about each other, aren't they? What's that? Yeah. Oh, yep, they are. Here's the clip.
Russ, we had this conversation. He thought he was, I thought I was.
But I know I will be.
But I just said to Lucas, I said, I'm really surprised at that because I thought there'd be more people up. I thought if someone got 1 nomination, they'd be up, and he went to me, yeah, I thought they would 2. I was like, oh!
Wow! And the thing is, like, you can look at me and blame me, but you know it's just not me.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Wow!
Well... May the best man win.
Right, we saw the battle for the diary room in tonight's show, but what was really going through the housemates' minds? Well, body language expert Judy James is here to tell us exactly that. So before we start, we've seen the noms being revealed to the House this evening. What did you make of Siobhan and Connor's reaction?
The word hilarious springs to mind. I'm complete and utter denial, and to a hilarious degree with Siobhan in particular.
Well, Connor seemed to just kind of go, yep, like he seems used to it now that he faced it last week.
But he's the most competitive housemate. I mean, he was imploding inside, and he did this smile, but it was actually a teeth bare, which is a sign of aggression. He'd also got a metronomic foot going down there. That was the real Connor down there. Complete and utter hatred of the whole thing.
So he expected it, but he didn't like it.
Absolutely hated it.
And what about Siobhan?
Siobhan was was a bad liar, because initially you see the honest reaction. She looks like a crash test dummy. She kind of reels back, her eyebrows go up into her hairline somewhere, but then she comes back and says, I knew it, which is obviously, why would you be so surprised, but then say, I knew it? But that's always the face saver in Big Brother, isn't it? That you have to say, yeah, I knew that was going to happen. I want to go anyway.
Yeah, I'm going. I want to go. Do you know what? I might just go now.
Yeah.
Go on then.
Yeah.
No, I don't think I'm going to. No, I'm just going to stay a bit. I'm going to think about it
Tears,
for about
real
3
tears,
weeks.
no tears.
Okay, so let's start off with the blue team. So Luke A was selected by the blue team to take part in the last part of the task for the diary room. What did you make of his behaviour?
Really intriguing, because he's also a competitive guy. I mean, he's in it to win it in this.
Do you think?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, he's got so Machiavellian now, hasn't he? Have you seen him with his sort of like round and really complicated with his plot lines as well?
He always looks like he's observing and watching everything that's going on.
Well, I think now we're finding out why, because he's beginning to get in there and start mixing it. I mean, he was doing what's called, it looks like an intrapersonal communication when he was about to do the task. So he was kind of bracing himself, but it was as though he was talking to himself. I think he was he'd got this competition going on that he would love to be alpha. He probably wanted to win a task, but at the same time he's decided to scupper it.
Let's just have a quick look and then we can refer back.
Oh my God, this is...
Come on, man.
It's only
Yeah,
five.
try five.
Yeah.
Not how many people?
He can try it, he's got 5 attempts.
No, he's
Just
got
try
5
it.
attempts at the box.
Yeah, so just try
We've
it.
done the box.
But
Go,
do
try.
Dana.
Yes, do it.
That have been up.
Go.
No, because I don't think it is.
Yeah, it is.
Just
Yeah,
try
it is.
it.
Because
Yeah.
with everybody else, I ain't just us.
So we know from tonight's show that his main aim was to fail that task, to sabotage it so that he could help out his friends on the green team. Is that obvious from his body language?
No, I mean, it is at the very end when he kind of gradually he turns into chariots of fire. He does this
Hoping
tongue
that Adam
poke.
is just going to
Yes,
charge
like,
past him.
I don't really want to win. He does a tongue poke, which is a sign of disgust, as though he really doesn't want to win. But you watch him getting ready for it. I mean, that's the kind of body language you'll see on the high diving board in the Olympics. I mean, he got a jaw jack going, he kind of rebooted his body language. So it was this complete contradiction going on.
Could that have been a double bluff to the people on his team that didn't know he was trying to
If
scupper
he's
it?
that good at double bluffing, I mean, he should really be out playing poker in LA or something like that, because he would fool me. I mean, he was really gearing himself up for it. Right at the end, as I say, then you saw him trying to scupper it, but I think he was
Okay.
split between the two, to be honest.
Okay. Who else showed interest in body language?
Connor, I mean, it's just this naked desire to win anything. You know, I mean, if there was a competition about the pile on this carpet, he'd have to win it. And he really got into a state of competitive arousal. He was jiggling around. He so much wanted to win that task. But he was up against Caroline, who was in a sort of a non-winning coma, wasn't she? I mean, she just wasn't with it at all.
Let's have a look at their competitive nature.
The two competing housemates must race to be the first to get into the diary room. However, the diary room door button has been locked inside a box. In order to unlock this box and gain access to the diary room...
Have you done... Have you...
I'm trying to like
Have you done it before in the past? Yes.
I did it last week.
So what does that tell you?
It's such a hilarious double act, because you can see Connor when it's being read out, his eyes narrow, he's really focusing on it. As I say, it's like an animal, he starts to rev up, he can't contain himself. But then Caroline's just kind of sitting there chewing the cud. I mean, it's gone over her head somewhere. But then he's dependent on her. And you can see the frustration in his body language that he's got to get an answer out of her. So we get a complete contrast between born to win and somebody that really, at that kind of winning. I mean, she's competitive, but she's competitive with the bitching, but not with the competitions.
Is a show like this probably the worst kind of thing for somebody like Connor to do, who is so competitive and very much knows his own mind? Because if it's not going the way that he wants it to go, then that is when we see him really not very happy. But surely Big Brother is a show where you're meant to kind of try and adapt and to work with people in an environment that is totally false.
I mean, I think this year you've got a lot of very competitive
So is he under the
people.
most pressure, do you think, in there because of how competitive he is?
In a way, because it's with him it's naked, he can't hide it. And it's almost a shame for him, because I think the thing that we quite like in Big Brother is people that I don't want to win, you know, I'm here to have a good time. And even if that's a bit of a mask, we like to see people enjoying themselves. But for him, the enjoyment's gone out of it. He's just a big ball of seething resentment at the moment. And now he's been nominated, that ball will be about to implode. So, yeah, he's not a good masker, and I think that's counting against him. But as I say, for him, unlike Luke, who's in it for the long game competitively, he's just every little competition he's got to win it, and that's going to be his downfall, I think.
OK, so let's talk about the green team. Becky made some really interesting noises. Let's have a quick look at those noises.
Adam, there never was a key.
So, what's that about? What does that tell you?
Well, again, no, you know, the tradition is you take it gracefully, that you know, you're graceful in victory. But she turned into a complete animal. There's these animal whoops of delight, and then she does this big pit-bearing thing. Now that is a signal of arrogance. That's showing that you're completely undefended. All your bits are undefended, and that means that you're not worried about attack from anybody. So that pit-bearing was ultimate victory and arrogance. I think she's a lot more competitive than she likes to make out.
We saw her say tonight, didn't we, in the bedroom, when Scott said, oh, I didn't want to kind of celebrate to rub it in their faces. And she was like, well, I don't care. I don't care. I'm quite happily doing it.
And why does she go cockney when she does it?
So the housemates have been reunited. What can we expect from them? How is it going to go?
There's been so much tension, so much aggro going on between teams as well. So, and a lot of it focusing around Adam. I mean, Adam is the alpha that never occurred. He's been more and more. Have you seen him? He goes into the garden and just like a wannabe alpha animal, he stands on that stool. He even stood up there and cried. And this is very much alpha behaviour. I want to be in charge, but I'm not getting anywhere. He has taken charge, and he's probably compromised Luke's position as existing House Alpha, but he's upset the wrong people. However, I think that they're a bit nervous, because I know he lost his temper a bit in tonight's show, but he's slightly untested. I think they're a little bit intimidated. They don't know what he will really do, because the guy's got this massive history.
Yeah.
He's obviously taken on bigger animals than the people in that house.
Yeah.
So he's quite intimidated. So I think they'll try and take him down now. That will be the thing. So whether he'll end up on the stool celebrating his alpha win.
Judy, you're making me want to cry. It's like a story that you're telling me. I'm like, oh my goodness, what's going to happen to them all?
And I don't know the ending, so I can't do the end, I'm afraid.
OK, we'll have to wait and see. Judy James, everybody. I reckon it's about time to find out what you guys out there think. Jamie, are you ready to take some calls?
Yes, I am. You're right, Adele. Thank you, Emma. You lot can't get enough of my phone room. And once again, we have some callers who apparently have something interesting to say. We'll be the judge of that, won't we? Yep. You're right, Adele. Who's up first?
We've got Therese from Coventry.
Therese from Coventry. Hello, Therese.
Hiya, Jamie.
How are you?
Love the show.
Sorry?
Love the show.
Thank you very much.
So my observation,
yes,
this is, without question, the most bitchy, underhanded, difficult, sometimes painful Big Brother so far, but brilliant.
It's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah.
We love it.
Right. But what surprises me is that every year we have a walker. We haven't this year.
No, we haven't. That's good though, right?
Yeah, it's brilliant, but why when it's so hard?
Because...
I mean,
well, I think it's because they all really, really want to win.
Yeah, maybe. But I think that potentially, I mean, up until tonight's programme, I thought it might have been Caroline that might crack, because she's fishing in two ponds, and when they start realising what she's doing, that might backfire on her.
Good analogy. Good analogy.
So, you know, but tonight seeing Connor...
You think he's going to walk?
No, I don't think he might walk. I think he might crack.
Let's hope not, though.
Absolutely.
We hate walkers, though.
We do hate walkers. How dare they walk?
Exactly. Well, if we do get a walker, I can guarantee you, bit on the side, we'll not speak to them, right?
Absolutely.
Thank you very much
Jamie.
for your call. Therese, I've got to move on. Thank you for your call. Who have we got on line two?
We've got Margaret from Swansea.
Hello, Margaret. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you, you sexy beast?
Thank you very much.
Right, I want to speak to you about Caroline.
Okay.
She is so two-faced, right? She's a bitch. She's very up herself. And the way she dumped Scott for Connor and Aaron, I thought that was awful. She jumps from one person to another, feeding them poison.
Do you know what with Caroline? It was weird because when I interviewed them all before they went in the house, I genuinely thought Caroline was in with a chance of winning it because in her pre kind of going in interviews, she was really funny, she was relaxed. So I don't really know what's happened in there.
Exactly, I thought that at first as well, but some of the others as well, but I've changed my mind.
Is it just that they just got mixed up in the wrong crowd? Have the wrong allegiances been formed, do you think?
Well, they all seem to be forming different allegiances, I fancy. They just seem to be jumping from one to the other.
And it doesn't seem to have helped many of them at all, does it?
No, it hasn't at all. And as for Siobhan and Connor being up, I was so excited.
Really?
Because I said their names before it came out now on TV.
Who are you going to vote to save?
Well, I don't really want any of them to, stay, but Siobhan, really, I'd rather see Connor go.
Okay.
He's a horrible man.
Lovely stuff. Thank you very much. That's all we've got time for. Hang on a sec. Who we got on the call?
Anne from Leicester.
What?
Anne from Leicester.
Anne from Leicester. Hello, Anne.
Hi, Jamie.
How are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Jolly good. What would you like to talk about, Anne from Leicester?
I'm ringing. I called in yesterday. I've been watching Big Brother since the very first week of Sada's eviction.
Right.
And I've been an avid fan for 12 years. And last night was the first time I've ever felt compelled to call in.
Oh.
After witnessing what you did to Adam.
Right.
I found it extremely hard to watch that man being singled out for the blue team to then wreak their vengeance on after hearing what he had to say.
It was quite a tricky one
to private in the diary room.
Yeah, it was quite uncomfortable to watch.
It was. I thought it reared on the cruel side for me, Big Brother.
But well, I don't know if it was cruel or not. I just think it was an awkward situation with Adam and Siobhan. It could have been completely different if, for instance, Lucas had been picked.
I totally agree. I mean, they picked Adam for a reason because they obviously knew that he would have something to say.
But Big Brother didn't pick
Adam. For me, the house is like a tinderbox, which is really unusual, and I feel you just poured oil on the situation.
Absolutely. That's what we like, a bit of drama. Thank you very much for the call. Sorry we haven't got longer to talk, but that's all we've got time for tonight. Now, as always, you continue to amaze me with your thought-provoking and intellectually stimulating comments, and I thank you for that. Emma?
Thanks, Jamie. After the break, we'll be bringing you the latest from the house, and Jamie is going to be roaming in the camera runs, but under close supervision this time. Enjoy the following advertisements. Welcome back to Bet on the Side. It's part 4, nearly the end of the show, and I can tell you that Emma is all cried out. Here's today's news. At 11:55 this morning, Dina had had enough of the moaning and she had some choice words to say about Siobhan.
Why are they saying they're upset? We're the ones that's been targeted.
You are? I know.
We're the ones that's flipping been targeted.
That's what I'm like. I was like, oh.
We're the victims here. What the hell?
I'm in shock.
Because I feel like things are not going their way. Pathetic. How do they think that we feel? We've been
I don't have a clue.
I don't understand it at all. Because things are not going their way and they're not going to win how they thought they were going to win. They're going to walk out. What the hell?
I know.
And just because she's walking around like with dark glasses on, like she's been to a funeral, we aren't supposed to talk to her. Bullshit, man. Fucking hell. We're going to walk, not flipping keep crying about it.
Don't keep saying it.
So Siobhan, if you want a hug, don't go to Dina. She knows how it feels and it's not nice and she just wants you gone already. At 12:15 this afternoon, Ashley and some of the other housemates fantasised about what it would be like to be somewhere other than the Big Brother house.
I'd love to go back to like when King Henry VIII ruled.
So you could get your head chopped off?
No, but I'd just like to go back. Do you reckon we will ever make a time machine?
No.
I think it's possible.
I think it's possible.
Not in our lifetime.
No.
Hiya, Anne Boleyn. I would steal her necklace and then go back to my original time.
It would be one almighty steal, but somehow I don't think you're going to get there. At 1:35 this afternoon, Connor and Ashley get a bit hot under the collar.
The sun in the UK is nothing compared to like the sun in Ibiza. It's a different sun. It's a different heat.
Yeah. It's not a different sun.
It is. No, it's not. It's a different sun.
Oh, we know that we know you love Ibiza, but seriously, They really don't have a difference on. And finally, at 6:31 this evening, Big Brother set Lauren and Scott out to harmonise the house.
Under the dining room chair is a list of uplifting and inspirational proverbs.
Okay.
If you use at least one of them on each individual housemate and then get everyone into a big group hug at the end, you will have curried favour with your housemates and be awarded with an Indian takeaway which will be delivered to the house this evening.
Seriously.
Seriously.
TEAM. Together, everyone achieves more.
It's just like after the storm, like comes the calm.
Yes. The team is only as strong as its weakest link.
You know, the darkest hours before the dawn.
Big Brother 2000!
Well done, guys. You did it. I'm not sure everyone in there buys it, but a happy house was achieved for at least a second or maybe two. So that is today's news from the house. But what is going on in digital? Ian,
Hi.
They're having a party, aren't they?
No.
Oh.
Well, you know, earlier on we saw Connor say that he reckons Dina nominated him and Siobhan.
Yes.
That was deemed as a rule break. Big Brother
yes.
read that back to the group, and then it kicked off between Siobhan and Dina.
Oh, this is it.
So, how to say anyway.
Siobhan, you haven't spoken to me for the past 4
And the
days.
reason why, the news
You've
I
never
got
told
today
me
is
to
the
my
reason
face.
why.
What? Tell me then, tell me to my face. I thought we were friends. I thought you were one of my closest friends in here, right? Since then, you've not said a word to me.
Yeah,
All
I'll
you've
tell you why in a
done
minute.
is giving me dirty looks.
Yeah, I'll tell you why in a minute.
Let me finish. Yesterday,
what you did was
let me finish.
lower the low.
Okay. Tell me what's happening.
Right. It's been simmering under between those two for the last couple of days, and I think this is Siobhan's frustration at being nominated, and she's sort of fired it out at Dina. Basically, when Aaron got evicted, Siobhan was upset. Dina said, "Oh, come on, don't be silly, you're being silly." And Siobhan was upset about that, but didn't say anything, and she's been keeping it under wraps for 3 days. There'll be a big, long video clip on the website pretty soon after the show.
So it's something that's been brewing in Siobhan for a few days.
And it's finally
just come out now.
Mhm.
Okay. So that's going to be on the website.
Oh, yeah.
Right, Jamie, I can see you in the camera runs, because I can see. What is that, Jay?
I think it's a pair of knickers and a bra. But I don't know whose or what on earth's going on. But why would you leave them rolled up there?
I don't know. What's happening?
Well, Siobhan isn't the only one that's getting all bitchy. Caroline has turned on Luke A.
Why?
The untouchable Luke A. He's apparently he's so unkind about people behind their backs that yesterday he told her never to speak to him again, to her face. So I'm not quite sure what's going on there. But Luke A...
She said he's so unkind about people.
Yeah.
How would she know when she never talks to him, does she?
Exactly. Because yesterday he told her never to speak to him again. I wonder if she will listen to him. What else? We've had Becky's climbed on top of Sarah and tickled her. I'm not sure if that is anything we need to see. I think she's okay though. I think Sarah's still with us.
Your lovely Becky.
Yeah, Sarah's still with us though. She's survived. So,
Okay, good.
Back to you, Dad.
Jamie, seriously. It's so naughty. Right, we've only got 20 seconds, so what would you like to tell me in that time?
Nominations have been revealed. A lot of people are very happy because they don't like either of them. Diane James says, best news ever, shame they can't both go. But on the other hand, Murray and Moore says it's going to be boring near the end because all the good ones are going.
We've still got 5 seconds if you want to put another one in.
Dana Moult, give Connor a chance to redeem himself. If he goes, the house will be boring. Ryan Aspinall, isn't it funny how the insiders have fallen apart? They thought they were untouchable. Ha 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 ha.
That was about 10 seconds, but I'll let you off. Thank you for tonight and to all of my guests. Tomorrow, Carol Vincent will be listening to the Housemates' Woes, and Gaz and Sophie from Geordie Shore are going to be popping in. Have a wonderful evening.